Just got back from a round of golf. Shot 85, solid round for sure. And I have a Panthers game tomorrow. Go Cats, 7:30. So I'm coming at you live on Wednesday before Thursday Night Football. I know. I mean, my team stinks. They can't win a game. They won one at least. That's good. And I'm still coming at you for these videos. I'm just saying, you're lucky to have a commissioner like me. Sounds a little self-centered, but I think it's very true. First matchup of the week. Wow. Not only do I stink, I got 5 guys on bye weeks. My defense, my kicker, my 2 best players. I mean, it's crazy. I'm sitting at a 37% favorite, or underdog, projected 88 points. This guy, Rashawn Johnson, he got a concussion like 2 weeks ago, and he's still not practicing. Longest concussion I've ever seen. Either way, let's go to the primary matchup in here. I got some good matchups. I got Mike Evans against Atlanta and Christian Watson against Denver. Nice. And Brian Robinson against the Giants. Maybe he can start doing something again for me. Darren Waller's doing nothing. And I got Carlson, my new kicker, against Chicago. So that's something. Let's look at Abe's team. Now, it's going to come down to Sunday Night Football. I got Tua. He's got Hurts and Tyreek. It's going to be a doozy. I definitely need some points on the board before Sunday. If I don't have like a 30-point lead, it might be over. So that's going to come down to that. I'm going to take Abe. I stink. Next matchup of the week, we got Rocco, the Sack Goblin, versus Bobby. This is looking more like a must-win for Bobby, as there's a lot of, as we look at the league, there's 5 4-2 teams. Josh sitting at the only 3-3, and the rest are below 500. So, you really need to get into that mix. You need to stay up there. So this is a must-win for Bobby, sitting at 2-4. But the Sack Goblin sits at a 53% favorite. The Stack is playing the Kansas City Chiefs. They got a pretty good secondary, I'm not going to lie. Better than years past. Justin Herbert's only projected a measly 17 points. Eckler needs to step up if Rocco wants to win this game. He's got Devontae Smith against Miami on Sunday Night Football. It could come down to that. That could give him a big boost, but the last game of the week is T.J. Hawkinson against San Francisco. He'll probably get locked up. So I feel like it's going to come down to T.J. Hawkinson scoring a touchdown on winning this game. Bobby's got some good matchups this week. He's got Devontae Adams against Chicago. He should have a bounce-back game, even though he is wide receiver too. And Josh Allen against New England. That's a good defense, yes, but they should win that game and score a decent amount of points. Let's see. Who am I going to take here? You know what? I am going to take Rocco to win this. I think the Stack will put a good amount of points on Kansas City. I think Eckler will have a good bounce-back game. It's his second week back from injury, so he'll look like himself. I'm taking Rocco to extend his first-place lead, and Bobby dropping a 2-5, sadly. Next matchup, we got, this team also stinks. We got Raj Dog versus Josh. Me and Shane are basically already in the playoffs. We can't lose a game from now on, so these are all must-wins. He's sitting at a 45% favorite. Waddlehouse, like I said, sitting at the only 500 team. He needs a win this week, and I think he knows that. Let's see his matchups. Not great. Raheem Mostert is the touchdown leader in the NFL, but he plays against a tough Philly defensive line. It's going to come down to that Sunday night game. It's going to be Waddle versus Raheem, so Shane's going to need a big lead, but the last game is Brandon Ayuk on Monday Night Football. Now, this guy either gives you 25 or either gives you 3, so it's going to be close. But I am going to take Josh, the Waddle House, to win this game and go deeper into the playoff talks. He will sit at 4-3, and Shane will sit at a doo-doo ball sack, 1-5, 1-6. Can't even imagine. God, 1-5. Kill yourself. Carson. I mean, wow. Carson versus Gooch Boy. This team is so bad. He started 2 Atlanta running backs last week on the same team, just hoping for a touchdown. I don't even know if he got one, but Tampa Bay has a good defense. Bijan Robinson probably won't do much. He loses Garrett Wilson. His only hope is that DJ Moore has another insane game, but I mean, this guy Tito, man, he's got a good team without even having. He's got a decent team without even having these guys, JJ and Devon A-Train. Cooper Kupp against Pittsburgh, they stink. Patrick Mahomes against LA, their secondary, garbage. So I'm going to take Josh to win this one in a pretty good fashion. Jordan Addison is a wide receiver 1 now for Minnesota, and I think they'll be throwing the ball a lot against San Francisco. So I'm going to take Tito to win this one, as I don't think Carson will fully set his lineup. Next matchup, we got Zach the Cracker versus Dom. Now, Dom has dropped 2 games back-to-back, and he can't afford to drop another one. He was in first place for the last 2 weeks, but now he sits at 4-2 and third. Not a bad place to be, obviously. Chris McCaffrey is questionable, though. He sits at a 68% favorite, only with 93 points, because this team on the left that I'm looking at, Zach the Cracker's team, absolutely stinks as much as I love the guy. He has nobody to start. He loses Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. So he's starting Deshaun Watson, who's probably not going to play. So I don't know why he's going to do that. Yeah, he's definitely not going to play, actually. I mean, Chris McCaffrey, I think, could put up 10 points, and he'll still lose this game. So I'm going to take Dom. But if Chris McCaffrey doesn't play, it'll be a much closer game. It really will. He'll lose about 10 points for whoever he starts. His next matchup starting is someone off the waiver, so he'll lose more than that. It'll actually be a 50-50 game. Zach will be a favorite to win this game if Chris McCaffrey doesn't play. So the second coming of Christ will decide this matchup, but I don't think he's going to play. So I'm still going to take Dom to win this one. But it's going to be close. Jonathan Taylor needs to have a big game for Zach. He's yet to have one yet. The GOAT. I love him to death. He's my favorite player. Next matchup, we got 50-50 versus Mr. Balls and Sean. But the catch is Steven has not started Derrick Henry. Or he isn't starting Derrick Henry. He hasn't played. He will be starting. Who will he be starting? Who knows? He has nobody. He started Devin Singletary last week for whatever reason. That guy's awful. Go Owls. But also, Dallas defense has played for Sean. Any good matchups here? Kenneth Walker against Arizona. He'll score a touchdown. Kirk Cousins against San Fran. Not a good matchup for him, but he can't start Dak because he's not even playing a game. Well, this is going to look like a low-scoring matchup. I wish I was playing either of these bums, but I'm simply not. I'm going to take Steven to win this one. Sorry, Sean. As Travis Kelce will dice up that LA secondary. And Jerome Ford has been looking pretty good, so I'm going to take him. A.J. Brown against Miami. I think that'll be an absolute shootout. I'm expecting a lot of points from him. And Brock Purdy's been looking like a solid. I mean, with Brock Purdy, this is completely off topic, but this guy, I mean, leave it in the comment section below if you made it this far in this video. Do you think he's top 5? Tell me. Is Brock Purdy top 5? Because I will respect your opinion if you think so. I mean, he's putting up the numbers. He's putting up the record that looks like top 5. I wouldn't hate anybody for saying that, but I always say it. I could give you 100 yards in that offense. Not in the air. I could march down the field for 100 yards for sure. Give me a couple screen plays, a couple easy slants over some linebackers' head. I could dice them up. A couple handoffs to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, come on. I mean, he probably won't have McCaffrey, so maybe he won't have points, but I don't think he's top 5. Dare I say he's not top 10? I don't know. Who am I taking? Balls. That's what I'm taking. All right, week 7. Week 7? 7? No, it's like week 1 still.